Howdy history buffs, buckle up your virtual wagon trains, because we're heading deep into the dusty trails of manifest destiny, a belief that swept across America like a prairie fire in the 19th century. Was it divinely ordained expansion or blatant land grabbing? Let's untangle the complex web of nationalism, religion, and ambition that fueled this fascinating and often troubling chapter in American history. Imagine 1819, America's a young nation buzzing with a pioneering spirit. Enter manifest destiny, a potent brew of nationalistic fervor, belief in American exceptionalism, that they were chosen to spread freedom and democracy like apple pie across the continent. Remember America the Beautiful. That spirit cranked up to 11. Unquenchable expansionism, from sea to shining sea, the cry went. Every mountain range, every river seemed like a challenge, a new frontier to conquer and claim. Think Lewis and Clark on steroids, with a side of gold rush, fever, divine justification. Religion played a powerful role. Many believe God himself wanted them to civilize the West, bringing Christianity and American values to unsaved lands. It wasn't just land they craved, but souls too. This heady mix fueled a relentless westward push, championed by politicians like James Pope, fueled by newspapers like the Democratic Review, and embraced by ordinary folks seeking adventure, land, and maybe even a pot of gold. Remember the California gold rush. Think manifest destiny was just hot air. Think again, the action unfolded like a historical epic with several chapters. Louisiana Purchase. Jefferson doubled the nation's size in 1803, buying a steal from Napoleon, who probably needed the cash for more hats. Imagine buying half of Europe for pennies on the dollar. That's how good a deal it was. Florida Purchase. Spain got tired of dealing with American settlers and Seminole warriors, so they handed over Florida in 1819. Think Disney World without the American flag. That could have been reality. Texas annexation. Texans declared independence from Mexico, and in 1845, America welcomed them with open arms and a thirst for more land. Remember the Alamo. It wasn't just about Texan freedom. It was a stepping stone to westward expansion. Mexican-American War, this little conflict, it lasted 2 years, resulted in the U.S. swallowing up California, Nevada, Utah, and parts of Arizona and New Mexico. Talk about manifest victory. Remember Davy Crockett and Santa Anna. This war had them all. Oregon Treaty. In 1846, the U.S. and Britain agreed to split the Oregon Territory, giving the U.S. control of the present-day American Northwest. This wasn't exactly a land grab, but more of a diplomatic solution. Gadsden Purchase. In 1853, James Buchanan bought a sliver of land from Mexico to solidify the southern border and make way for a southern transcontinental railroad. This purchase was more about infrastructure than manifest destiny itself. But remember, every Western movie has a dark side. Manifest destiny wasn't all sunshine and tumbleweeds. The biggest losers were the Native Americans, forced removal. Imagine being ripped from your ancestral lands, forced onto reservations far away from everything you know. That's what happened to countless tribes like the Cherokee on the Trail of Tears, a forced march that claimed thousands of lives. Broken treaties were made, like the Treaty of Fort Laramie, only to be broken when convenient. The U.S. government wasn't exactly known for its trustworthiness when it came to Native American land rights. Remember Chief Sitting Bull? His resistance was a direct response to broken promises. Cultural destruction, languages, traditions, and entire ways of life were threatened as Native Americans were forced to assimilate. Imagine your language, your songs, your stories disappearing. That's the harsh reality of cultural destruction. The impact of manifest destiny wasn't limited to Native Americans. It also shaped American identity. The idea of America as a vast, ever-expanding nation became deeply ingrained in the national psyche. Remember westward expansion units in history class. That's manifest destiny at work. This identity continues to influence foreign policy, immigration debates, and even our national park system. Fueled economic growth. The acquisition of new land and resources fueled rapid economic growth, particularly in agriculture and mining. Think about the Great Plains becoming the nation's breadbasket, or the California gold rush boosting the economy. But remember, this prosperity came at a cost, often borne by marginalized groups forced off their land. Deepened internal divisions. The debate over slavery intensified as new territories were acquired. Would they be slave or free states? This fueled tensions that ultimately led to the Civil War. Remember the Missouri Compromise and the Kansas-Nebraska Act. These were attempts to manage this explosive issue with limited success. Was manifest destiny a glorious national triumph or a shameful land grab? The answer is complex and contested. National pride. Many view it as a testament to American ingenuity and pioneering spirit. The vastness and diversity of the nation is often attributed to this westward expansion. National shame. Others emphasize the displacement and suffering of Native Americans, the broken treaties, and the environmental degradation caused by rapid development. Remember the Wounded Knee Massacre or the decimation of the buffalo herds. These are stark reminders of the darker side of expansion. The legacy of manifest destiny continues to shape our present and spark debate. Native American land rights. Today, Native American tribes continue to fight for the recognition of their land rights and cultural sovereignty. Think about the Dakota Access Pipeline controversy or the Standing Rock protests. Immigration and borders. The ongoing debate about immigration and border security echoes the earlier struggles over who gets to be included in the American experiment. Remember the debates about building a wall on the US-Mexico border. This issue has its roots in our history of expansion. Environmental stewardship, as we face climate change and resource depletion. The consequences of rapid development during manifest destiny are becoming increasingly apparent. Think about the Dust Bowl or the depletion of aquifers in the West. These issues force us to reconsider our relationship with the land. Manifest destiny may be a story of the past, but its echoes resonate even today. As you ponder this chapter of American history, ask yourself, was it truly destiny or a convenient justification for expansion? What are the lasting impacts, both positive and negative? How can we learn from the past to create a more inclusive and just future? Let's discuss in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical adventures. Until next time, remember, history ain't always black and white, but it's always worth exploring.